Hey, what's going on, you guys? I want to say thank you very much for watching the last video. That has been an awesome response experience. And I kind of want to share my thoughts directly with you guys on some of these comments because I think that's pretty awesome that you guys are so passionate about this group. I think that means that this group's probably got a lot of potential, and I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what they're going to be able to put down. Now, if you don't know, I made a video last week about Prelude. This is the new group from HYBE and Geffen, and it's going to have 3 members that were previously a part of a survival show. I was going to say reality show, but survival show that was called Dream Academy. And there was a behind the scenes that came out on Netflix for that called Pop Stars Academy, which was really cool. And as watching Pop Stars Academy, you got a behind the scenes look, and you can kind of see exactly what some of the girls were going through and their mindset with regards to how the show laid out and all the different things that aspire from it. So a few of the girls from the show that really left an impact on people, one of them being Emily, the other one being Lexi. You know, you kind of have these people's feelings where, you know, you're tied to, you're emotionally invested in some of these people's career, and you really want them to have an opportunity to showcase on the stage because they're extremely talented. Emily's by far the best dancer, and Lexi had a very cool aura about her. You know, even Samara, her voice is very nice too. So I think that this group right here that they put together is going to be one of those groups that you got to watch because they could definitely blow up. So what they're doing now is they're putting together this Japanese show, which is they're going to try to find the final piece. That's why it's called Prelude, which is I guess the name of the group. Not sure exactly, but the final piece, that's the name of the show. So we will see exactly how that goes. But let's look at some of these comments because this name right here, Ezrela, that popped up a lot. Now, y'all really like Ezrela. And you know what? I like Ezrela too. I thought that she had a really cool vibe when it came to the competition. I felt like she fit really well with Samara. I felt like she fit well with Emily actually as well, and with Lexi too. So if it were a group with, say like 5 people and Ezrela was in it, in addition to another person from Japan, I think that would be dope. But I don't know if they're going to do that because they don't really seem to be doing anything on her social media that seems to show that she's going to be like a surprise contestant at all. And, you know, it's cool that she's still dancing. It's cool that she's still active. But it is kind of it's a tad bit disappointing because she seems like a good glue person in the group, right? Where she may not be the best singer, she may not be the best dancer, but it's something about her spirit that's a really cool glue there that just ties things together. So we'll see. Maybe in the future she'll actually become a part of it, and then it'll be like a surprise reveal. But we'll kind of see. You guys also talked about the Samara issues with regards to some of the stuff that's controversial about her. Now, one thing, and this is one of these comments, but it's been a lot of these comments here. One of the things I'll say about that is you got to give people the opportunity to talk and speak about it. If she doesn't address it, then it is what it is. You know, you guys could be fanatics about it and complain about it, or you can just act like it's not a big deal. But she needs to be able to address it. Hopefully it's not as negative as the worst people who are posting online make it seem like. Hopefully it's just a misunderstanding. I hope so, because her actions on the show definitely showed that she was very friendly to other girls on the show. So let's just hope that it's something like that and it's not like animosity towards any type of other situation. We'll just kind of leave it like that. Lexi coming back was a big topic last week because a lot of people were saying that Lexi, you know, they were surprised that she was able to come back into the fold and be a part of the show. Now, one thing about Lexi that always stood out to me was she seemed so polished and she seemed very driven as to what she wanted to have in her career. So I'm excited that she's actually back in this because I think she adds a bit of talent and a bit of seriousness that needs to happen within the group. She definitely has a very unique look. There's not a lot of singers that look like her, but you know, with Lexi, we'll definitely see how this is going to play out with her and how much she'll be featured because, you know, even with Katseye, I think people are kind of surprised with like how certain people are featured on Katseye and how certain people are not featured on Katseye. Lexi has really good vocals, Samara has really good vocals, and Emily obviously is a very good dancer. So that's a really cool aspect about the whole Prelude group. Let's see what else we got here. Japanese flavor. So people have been commenting about adding that Japanese flavor. And I mentioned in my video that they've got to get a certain type of complementary piece here with regards to that group that's going to make a lot of sense. It can't be something that's unequal. So in my personal opinion, don't get mad at me, but in my personal opinion, when you're talking about like, I think her name was Yue, the girl that was in the group with Emily, Samara, and Ezrela when they did the Wannabe cover, I didn't feel like she was the perfect fit for that particular quadruplet or whatever you want to call it, right? I hope that they find somebody that fits really well. Again, like I said, a glue person, somebody who can actually like bring some type of balance to the group where they're bringing a skill set that the other members don't have. That's very important with any group. And when you look at, for example, like the greatest groups of all time, there's a lot of balancing out. There will be some members that don't have any standout talent, but they're kind of like the glue members that bring the cohesion for the group, if that makes any sense to what I'm saying. There's also a lot of questions about whether or not this is going to be a 4-member group or a 5-member group, and we're gonna see. We don't know right. And moving on, people are wondering what exactly is this concept going to be, because this girl group definitely has a mixture of different types of potential elements here. One of the ones is it could be kind of cutesy. It could be more mellow. The song that they made here with this particular intro for the group is very, very cool. I love the beat. It's basically inspired the background of this music here. And the vibe is very chill. It's almost like lo-fi vibe. Man, if they make a group that is lo-fi with really catchy songs, I hope I can be a part of that. HYBE, if you're listening, Geffen, if you're listening, holla at your boy, because I got them beats. I'm a music producer and a musician, so just let me know. But on some seriousness though, if they can pull this off and they can really like make this really smooth global girl group sound, that could be a very legit concept. I think one of the issues that I have, and maybe many people have with some parts of K-pop, is it comes off as very gimmicky. And while some groups can pull that off, authenticity always rules, right? Like, for example, 2NE1 has authenticity to it because you really believed CL. You really believe certain members of that group with the way that they were, right? Some groups come off as like, basically there's another gimmick every EP, right? And then at that point in time, it's basically like, it's just too much, man. It's all over the place. And you really don't know who those groups are, but let's just hope that they finalize an identity, and that is the identity for that particular group. You know, we want that to be something that is very promising and pays off very well. So let's keep going. I think one other thing that was talked about was, how is this group going to do versus Katseye? That's going to be very interesting because Katseye is blowing up. I don't know. They could be a good complementary group to Katseye, especially if they go with the lo-fi vibe. But you know, when I think about it, and I really look into it from the standpoint of like, how do they present these two groups together? I think about Backstreet Boys, and I think about NSYNC. And you know, those two groups were managed by Lou Pearlman. That he put them both together essentially. So Backstreet Boys kind of had their look and theirs, which focused more on like vocals. They definitely had their pop records, like more dancey records. NSYNC, I feel like, was a little bit more young, energetic. You know, they definitely built off of the whole Justin and JC vibe and stuff like that. And this group could do something like that. Now, do I think there's a particular standout person in this group? Not necessarily. Not at least right now with the three that they have right now. I feel like they all kind of balance each other out. But what I do think though is that you definitely have an interesting piece here with the harmonic element of the group, right? With Lexi, she can sing. Samara, she can sing. Emily got a lot better at singing. If they get another vocalist that can kind of add the rap element you need every now and then, not all the time, definitely more of a melodic rap, I think, would fit this group better. You don't need like a hardcore rap. That could be very, very interesting how this plays out. Because one of the issues that I have with Katseye is that you've got 6 members, but unfortunately, when you make pop songs, it's just really hard to write for 6 people. So that means that you're gonna have certain songs where 3 people are gonna get shine, 4 people might get shine. The more you add, the harder it gets to actually give people their ability to shine and show off what it is that they can do. And that's just one of the things that happens when it comes to music construction, right? You know, you wanna make the best song, but you don't wanna take away from other people having opportunities. And You know, we'll see how this works with this foursome, but sometimes less is more because it just gives you more chances to be more involved with the process on a continuous basis. But I don't know. But anyway, I just want to say thank you all for being a part of this last conversation. Since we are here now, let me know how you feel based upon a week of the announcement, and if you feel like things are better off for this particular group. Are you excited? Are you going to watch the show? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe, guys, and I will holler at y'all later. Peace.